I was meditating and I wasn't even thinking about, career stuff, performance, whatever. It's just I'm doing guided things, trying to focus on everything. And it just kind of came to me. I was like, the act had always been, silly, not. The whole joke was that I was bad at being a stripper.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
There's different gags. I have the underwear that goes forever as I keep pulling it out, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I had this vision of the act doesn't have to. Normally with burlesque, there's a formula. You start with the clothes, you do the thing. There's a tease, pasties, ta-da, right?
And there's even a whole pacing to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I just had this thing that just came to me. I was like, okay, the act doesn't have to be over when I have the pasties.
Sure.
What if when the pasties come, which previously used to be clown noses, and now they're like red glitter ones.
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events. Fortunate events. Fortunate events. A series of fortunate events.
You ready, princess? You ready, princess?
I'm ready.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events, a podcast. I like to make it awkward up front.
It's dramatic, not awkward. Dramatic.
Thank you. Brought to you by who? It's still me, MeMeCherry, and I'm joined today by the gorgeous
Kiki Maroon.
Hello, Kiki. Hello. The crowd goes wild. Charli pumps out confetti.
Confetti everywhere.
Shout out Charli.
Yee, for Charli. We'll explain Charli later.
Yes. So I was introduced to Kiki by Craig Klein, who is one of the reasons why I'm here in semi-sunny LA. It's very sunny behind the curtain. And I was fascinated because you have the Venn diagram of many things that fascinate me: burlesque, comedy, and clown.
Yee, thank you.
Oh my gosh. First of all, wow. Second of all, how? And third, why?
The why is the one I can't answer still.
Tell me about the clown, because I have Beatrix Lahane, co-founder of Oaklash, has background in clownery. Future guest on the pod, Cheetah Biscotti, also has background in clownery. I love
that name.
Yes.
That's so good.
And then like this burlesque clown kind of comedy connection. What birthed this little artistic child that you are?
So the way it all started.
Yes.
So I went to school for costume design.
Yeah.
I had no intention on being on stage. I was very much a behind the scenes, very shy, very demure, very quiet person, very modest person. But yeah, just really honestly,
no green cut crease.
no green cut crease. Just honestly, very like scared of the world kind of person. And I went to school for costume design. Circus was my passion. I absolutely loved it. And a girl in Houston said, hey, we're starting this burlesque troupe. Do you want to do costumes for us? And I said, absolutely. That sounds so fun. I can make crazy feathers, glitter, corsets, the whole thing.
Yes.
And so I was making costumes for this group for their debut show. And she just said, hey, we need one more act. Do you want to do it? And I was like, I don't know how to sing.
Act?
I've never been on stage. I don't know how to sing. I don't know how to dance. I have no like coordination whatsoever. That's not going to work. And she was like, oh, you'll figure it out. And I was like, okay, well, because it did sound fun, but I just didn't know what I was going to do. And so because I'd always loved the circus, that's where I was like, okay, well, I'll be a stripping clown. If I fall, it's part of the act. If I suck, you didn't get the joke.
Oh my God,
it was very
that's
much
so
like
genius.
I didn't feel confident. Honestly, is all it comes down to.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do, and I felt that being a clown would be a good shield
Sure.
to the world of like, if it's bad, it was supposed to be bad. And so
it's so bad, it's good.
Exactly. And so I went on stage. I made this whole clown act. It was silly. I took my clothes off. And the funny thing about that is when you take your clothes off, people like you.
Yes, they do.
And so I kept getting booked over and over and over again. And I wasn't very good when I first started at all. But, you know, like it's like a fun thing. It's a novelty at a bar to have, you know, this clown burlesque performer come out. What I was good at was fucking with people.
Sure.
You know, just kind of crowd
work.
Yes,
Yeah.
the crowd work of it, you know, going around, stealing people's drinks, throwing glitter in their face, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, I mean, a lot of live entertainment, what people want.
Yeah.
They want interaction. They want something
Yes.
real in the moment.
Yes.
I didn't know that at the time. I just was like, I'm just doing what I know how to do, which is fuck with you.
Yeah.
And it
Wow.
just stuck. And so then it became a really weird, I don't know how to explain it, but like as I started to care more about it, then I cared more about the burlesque aspect. I started becoming more polished.
Sure.
I started getting more into the circus aspect. I started taking more classes.
Sure.
I got into the history of it all. I started, you know, really giving a shit about it all. And, you know,
You stepped your pussy up.
yes, exactly. I stepped my pussy up. And, you know, years later, it's that same where I'm like the same way people ask me, like, how'd you get into this? I had that moment of looking in the mirror, like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
And it just was a slow, the frog boiling in the confetti water.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I just recorded episode 100 with my besties. It was kind of a running joke in the show that like I had used ChatGPT to help me produce it, and it was like with my bestie Mama Celeste and my friend Florida Man, and it felt like a little I was like, I swear, Florida, I love you. It's just that Mama's my drag mother. So my besties, and they were flipping the table on me and asking me questions and like, so how did you get here? And I'm like, wow, like looking back, it's such a journey. How long have you been doing your gig arena?
I'm terrible. I have a bad concept of time, but I know
Time's a thing. Pre-pandemic or post-pandemic?
That's what it is. Like the pandemic just ruined my concept. I
Yeah.
already had a bad idea of time, but
Me too.
pandemic like threw it all off. Over 10 years, I think it might almost be 15 now. I have to actually go back and look at, you know, like Facebook posts to figure it out, but definitely over 10.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So you've honed your craft at this point.
Yes.
To the point that you have a dun da da dun.
Vegas
Do you want to tell them?
residency.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. It's starting October 2nd.
How does one get a Vegas residency? Is there like a curatorial board that like you apply to?
You just give
or
up
do
your
you just make
whole
friends
life.
with somebody and then make them like you?
I mean, that is definitely one of the ways. Absolutely. Not naming names, but it's
Thank you, sponsors.
it's no, it's really just, you know, working your ass off,
Yeah.
just continuing to do it over and over and over and over again. Like I said, I've been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I've built up, you know, there's a lot of people who, you know, are professional dancers who are very good that they can be put into any performance, which I'm incredibly jealous of. I've had no formal dance training. I cannot do that. And I'm very jealous of people that can do that.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, what you do is pick one thing
Yeah.
and focus on it nonstop, day and night, to be that one thing.
Yes.
And at some point, you will fit into somebody else's vision.
Yes.
And I am very lucky that, you know, well, scratch that. I worked very hard.
Yes.
I'm learning the self-talk.
Words mean things.
Your word is your wand.
And we manifest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I worked very hard. I spent almost 4 years building my dream act. I'd been a
Yes.
burlesque clown for many years, and right before the pandemic, fall of 2019 is when I came up with this idea of, you know, I'd done this clown strip for many years. It had gone through different iterations.
Yes.
That's the word.
Yeah.
And grown.
We love big words
And
around here.
I like to get smart. But I'd worked on this act for years, and I just you said manifestation, so I can get woo woo here.
Yes.
I know not everybody gets really woo woo.
Oh, I believe in the power of manifestation for sure.
So one day I was just, oh, hello. I was meditating, and I wasn't even, I'm okay with puppy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with puppy. I was meditating. It's because I'm talking about spiritual stuff. So she's like,
I want to kiss you. I want to make out with you.
Well, the animals know, right?
Yes, they do. She's very tuned in.
I was meditating, and I wasn't even thinking about, you know, career stuff, performance, whatever. It's just I'm doing guided things, trying to focus on everything. And it just kind of came to me. I was like, the act had always been, silly, not. The whole joke was that I was bad at being a stripper.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
There's different gags. I have the underwear that goes forever as I keep pulling it out, that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so I just had this vision.
Oh gosh, what a good gag crossover.
Yeah, it's underwear.
Yeah.
Come on. But I had this vision of the act doesn't have to. Normally with burlesque, there's a formula. You start with the clothes, you do the thing. There's a tease, pasties, ta-da, right?
And there's even a whole pacing to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I just had this thing that just came to me as okay, the act doesn't have to be over when I have the pasties.
Sure.
What if when the pasties come, which previously used to be clown noses and now they're red glitter ones, but when the pasties come, the audience thinks the act is over, but the curtain opens behind me and there's a mechanical bull, which is a very classic burlesque thing that Dita Von Teese made one of her signature acts.
Yes, the glittery bull.
Yes, the glittery pink bull. So there's a mechanical bull behind me, but instead of a bull, it is a giant balloon dog.
I love this.
Because I'm a fucking clown. And so then I ride the balloon dog.
I also just love the Kuntz kind of vibe of it too. Just if you know, you know.
It's so whimsical.
Yes.
It's so fun. And so, yeah, I just love this. I just wanted glitter to shower over the audience and confetti and just to go from, those kind of silly, I'm bad at stripping to then grinding on the dog and just being sex,
I love this.
Just showing my range.
Yes. Choices.
And it's, there's good and bad to it, but basically after that, the second it came to me, and it takes forever to explain, but the reality is it was all meditation and then poof, it just all a download.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it. And that suddenly became the most important thing to me.
Yeah. It was your guiding light.
I was like, I have to do this. And so I instantly called my best friend July and I'm like, oh my God, this thing came to me if we have to do this. And she was like, fuck yeah. Cause she's just my person, my cheerleader. She's like, we're going to do it. And then pandemic.
Panini.
And pre-pandemic, I'd worked very hard to become a professional show producer. I had a residency in Houston and Dallas with Live Nation.
Yeah.
So I had a monthly show in both cities. I also had random one-offs. I spent, took 10 plus however many years to finally quit my job as a barista. I'd been a barista and a waitress for forever, funding, the dream.
Yes.
And I'd finally got the last 3 months before that where I was like, I'm a full-time entertainer, producer, performer. And then COVID said, no, you're not.
Oh my gosh.
And it just, all went poof. And for a long time I was upset, obviously.
Yeah.
And then
you're grieving.
Yeah. Yes. That's the best word for it. Grieving.
Yeah.
And then it's such a complicated feelings because I'm upset about this, but then it's so much bigger than this. There's death and everything, and so then you feel guilty for feeling this, and it's really a lot. And for a long time, I was really understandably upset about it all because of the delays that happened. But now in hindsight, now that it's years later come together and I've built it all and created this dream act to present to other producers to try to get into their shows.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I see what you did, God. It's kind of you're tricky.
You needed that time to fully cook.
I needed to cook.
Yeah.
I needed that time to pull myself away from my other work to only do this, to focus.
Yeah.
And also it gave me something to hold on to.
Yes.
Stuff got really dark.
Yeah.
And, anytime it got that dark, I would just kind of be like, no, I'm going to focus on this. And I would start sewing, start rehearsing. I'm sitting there gluing each individual crystal to, the pieces because it gave me something to look forward to.
Yes.
And so now I understand that it wasn't a punishment or terrible timing. I had such bad luck. if I didn't have something to hold on to during that time, I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I can relate in so many ways. Whew. That's a very powerful testimony.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
too.
take a minute and like let the air breathe a bit, because usual me, I would just try to like jump in with a joke, but I feel like
I understand.
I feel like that one needs to breathe a little bit. Wow. I mean, you have resilience.
Mm-hmm.
You have follow through, which are like like big themes for my podcast and for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you. I just met you and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. And like I said, we did the debut in January or February. I'm kind of blanking right now. It's all been a blur.
Yes.
And, recorded all of it, showed, this is what it can be.
You're so good at social media
And-
too.
Oh my God. Thank you. I
Yeah.
always feel like I'm not.
Oh, you're so good.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
You've got that, like, because there's like a pacing.
Yeah.
There's a pacing to some social media content, and you've got it. Oh my gosh. And like I did like another like refresher deep dive while you were on your way over here, and that video of you getting on the bull and like working with the engineers to like mold
they
it into
saved
the
my
horse,
life.
into the horse, into the
Into the balloon
dog,
dog, to Charli.
into the little balloon dog,
To Charli.
and that you were so emotional.
Yeah.
Because it's like this dream, you can feel it come to life.
Yeah. I think I get, ooh, hello, puppy. It's like what I said with how people with live entertainment, they want connection.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting with like the way TikTok really popped off, especially during the pandemic.
Yes.
And then kept going, is that like people wanted connection. People were craving authenticity
Yes.
and emotion, and to say like, yes, I get it. And it really like took people out of the overly polished Instagram thing, and now you see that on all social media. Like Instagram basically copied it, turned into Reels, YouTube, everything else. People want authenticity.
Yes.
Because we can,
Another trend alert for this podcast.
yes, because you can see through it. And
Yes.
I mean, I'm also like, I'm wearing makeup.
Yeah.
I'm covered in glitter. I'm gonna also present the best version of myself that I want to. But I think that because we had so many years with so much bullshit, that there's, I don't know how to say this. There's, even when somebody's presenting a version of themselves, it says something about them that's what they think the best version of themselves is.
Ooh, tea.
Right?
Yes.
Like when you see the like kind of hustle grind set like dudes with like the fucking 5 watches.
Rise and grind.
And they're like paying for the fake jets and all that stuff. I don't judge like the hustle of it, because at the end of the day it's capitalism. We all want to like work for ourselves.
Late stage capitalism.
And they're like, hey, this is maybe a way out.
Yeah.
And I get it. We're all just looking for a way out. I'm not going to judge that you think this is your way out.
Sure.
But
But it does say something.
I will judge
It says something.
that's what you believe the best version of yourself is, and
Yeah.
where your values are. And I think that we all see that, whether we know that we see that or not.
Yeah, no, and it's interesting that you made me just realize something, and the fact that I've been a fan of drag for so long, and you just now saying it, that part of the magic, when people ask me like, what is it about drag? I've always said like, oh, color, fun, performance, but it's that connection.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
interaction.
Well, somebody can put on, I mean, so much of a mask, so much makeup and wigs and padding and everything. But I think, and I don't think, I know from learning when I was like, I'm going to be a clown.
Yeah.
It gives you a shield.
Yes.
Now that I have all these things, it's not, if you don't like me, it's not me you don't like.
It's the
this persona I've created.
Yes.
So now I have the freedom
Yes.
to really do what I want to do and be
Yes.
who I want to be. And people connect with that person
Yeah.
that you're putting out there.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm finally confident enough to actually start. I'm performing tomorrow.
What are you
And
doing?
I was rhinestoning costumes. I taught myself how to rhinestone in the last
drag?
couple weeks. I'm doing drag tomorrow.
Where? I have to go.
So it's back home. I'm literally flying home tomorrow morning. I know.
Okay, never mind.
I'm literally taking the first flight back home. But plug from the spring through the fall, there's an outdoor usually roller skating drag show.
I've seen that. Yes,
Rolling
I've
with the
seen
homos.
this. One of my very good friends, Kevin, who lives in the Bay.
Yes.
She sent me videos from going there, and I was like, I have to go to this. It's a roller skating drag show.
Yes.
You're gonna do that?
So, but I'm not gonna be on roller skates because as long as you're on wheels, you can perform on the rollin' stage. So, because I'm scared to break a bone, I don't want to do roller skates because I did break a bone a few years ago and I still remember how that feels. But I got a flatbed dolly with like the pop-up handles.
Oh my God, yes.
And one of my best friends who's like pretty buff, he's going to be my pony that pushes me back and forth on the stage.
God.
And then I have 2 little minions that are going to help me bring to life. This is going to come out after. So I'm doing Chapel Roan. Chapel Roan, hot to go, but as a Krispy Kreme themed number. I ordered the Hot Now
donuts.
t-shirt from Krispy Kreme and I rhinestoned it. And then I ordered little, como se dice, waiter costumes. And I rhinestoned the bow ties and they're going to have little aprons. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to fly tomorrow morning, land, drop her off, go to Krispy Kreme.
I was going to say, you have to pass out donuts. Okay,
exactly.
good.
I'm going to go to
have
Krispy
bring
Kreme
the
tomorrow.
audience into it.
And I'm going to go pick up mini donuts. And then my 2 minions who are not my pony are going to go through the crowd and hand out Krispy Kreme donuts as I do Chapel Roans. H-O-T-T-O-G-O.
I love this so much.
And for the last month, I've been at the gym literally practicing the lip sync on the treadmill, which thank God I was practicing the treadmill because these hills.
Oh, yeah.
It's the treadmill on 10.
But okay, where did you get that idea from?
For what?
To be on the treadmill practicing?
From like Beyonce and Chapel Roan and all of them.
Okay, I didn't know that Chapel Roan did that. I saw the Beyonce documentary like however many years ago where she was on the treadmill while she was singing to like build up her lung capacity.
Yes.
As somebody who smoked for a long time.
And I smoke cannabis still.
I started making myself do that. And I don't sing because I'm at a gym and I don't know if it's like going to be weird. So I don't sing. But while I'm running, I like hold and then I hold a deep breath as if I'm like singing to try to build up the lung capacity. And every time I'm like, this is what I get for smoking for so long. It's so hard.
I just like I reposted something about a month ago when I started preparing for this that was like I can't remember, I'm quoting it loosely, but like something about performing is being okay with making a fool of yourself or like embarrassing yourself. And I'm like me on the treadmill practicing my lip sync. And then I spend 20-30 minutes on the treadmill practicing my lip sync. And then I spend 40 minutes practicing my splits because I'm hoping to like pull out a split as my stunt at the end of the number.
Oh my God. Okay. I still can't do a split. I still can't do it. It's so hard. People don't realize hard. If you didn't do it as a child to get those like that muscle memory, the amount of dedication it takes to
I've been working on it
as
for
an adult.
6 months.
I believe it.
Yeah.
You try 6 more years.
Yes.
It's so hard.
It is. Yeah. I remember loosely being able to do it as a kid. And then I started seeing a flex coach earlier this year after a really bad breakup. I was like feeling pain in my body. I was working out really hard, almost torturing myself. I was really sore. And I also just needed like intimate touch that wasn't sexual. Yeah. And so I started seeing a flex coach. And after the first couple of sessions, I wanted another goal outside of that. So I was like, let's get my splits back. Let's get my splits back. And so every week I would see him and he would send me home with homework. And so every week I would build on new stretches and new things. And so over the last 6 months, I've gained about 2 inches.
I love that. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, because you have to have a goal to have like a thing that you can look at and see the growth that's happened. Otherwise, you always feel like, it doesn't really matter. But it does matter. You are getting better. You just don't realize it if you're not looking at it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Shout out to the lady that a month ago when I got booked for the gig and I started hyper fixating on my splits, she like came up to me one day and was like, wow, I'm really impressed with your flexibility. I'm like, oh, I'm trying. And then she came up to me a couple days ago like, oh my God, your progress. And the last month alone, are you ready? Are you ready for your gig? I was like, I guess.
Oh my God, I love it. That sounds so fun. I'm going to tell Kevin to go in my stead.
Yes.
That sounds so, and I love that you are passing the donuts out to the audience.
Yes.
I'm so big on bringing the audience in anywhere that you can. And you said, people that are like do clowning. That's the biggest thing about clowning. Is that the idea that the fourth wall is an illusion. There's no fourth wall. We are all here together. I'm not, in a play. I'm in a kitchen.
Yes.
Like, you know, we all know we're in the fucking room together.
Yes.
So acknowledge and look at them and bring them in. And if you pass them donuts, you already won.
Oh, and then because magically time, universe, things, Chapel was just at Outside Lands.
Okay.
And there was a whole viral moment where she was calling out the VIP for not doing the
I
HOT.
saw that,
So
yeah.
I cut that in. So I'm starting the number with, hello, welcome to Outside Lands. My name is Chapel
perfect.
Brown. Thank you for having me. I've been practicing that too.
Oh my God.
Counting it off in my head.
So
10,
good.
9, 8. Welcome to Outside.
That's why you're going to do, that's why you're going to do so well,
thank
is
you.
because you care enough to practice that part. Because
yeah.
you know when that lip sync doesn't match,
Oh, yeah.
it's people are like, eh.
I come from a very illustrious drag house, and I have to maintain my position somehow. That's why I do drag at least twice a year.
They cannot disown you.
No, mother, you're my mother. Okay,
I love
wow,
that.
we are such little gabberinas. We're pretty much already at the first commercial break.
Oh my God. Okay.
We're gonna come back really quick. This one, I feel so bad, but you're gonna you're gonna fall. There we go. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a little commercial break. Enjoy. Bye.
How fun.
I love it. You're so good.
You're so good.
Hey, we promised everybody that we had a special guest, and indeed, I will deliver. We have a wonderful guest for us tonight, MeMeCherry from the Series of Fortunate Events podcast. Yeah. Hey!
Hey, Mimi.
Hi.
Hi, Mimi. Circumstantially, we have this accompaniment that showed up into our lives. Yeah, there they are. What up, Play Joe? I've been introduced. This is Play Joe, everybody. Play Joe.
There, so it's
Throw
our
in the
sister
boo sound
city.
now. Throw in the boo sound now.
Oh, yeah, oh no! Okay, fine. I'm gonna move around the screen a little bit here. Okay, oh my God. Okay. I want to whisper something in Craig's ear since I'm over by him.
We love whispers around here.
Okay. I love you, and I'm watching you.
Feeling gorgeous?
Yes.
Feeling good?
Yes. So
Okay,
happy.
we're back.
We're back.
That was quick. No. What am I? This is how I know I'm comfortable with you, because I'm just like, what? What are you talking about? Things, people. I'm also just like borderline delirious at this point. I feel like I've been like on a potting
to back to
marathon.
back, yeah.
I'm like, hi. Welcome back. Patreon.
Have you ever seen where comedians say the same joke back to back?
Because they forget.
Because they're so like they've done so many shows and they're just doing the script at that point, and they will say the same joke
yeah.
and not notice until the audience is looking at them, where they're like, "Oh shit, I just repeated myself."
Talk about autopilot.
Yeah, I've never had that happen, but I like feel the internal cringe of like, "Oh God." Oh.
First, before we play our game, you were saying while we were in our commercial break, donuts.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I love that you're passing out donuts to the crowd. And I wanted to tell you about one of my early acts that I keep saying I'm going to work on, because a lot of times with burlesque and I'm sure with drag, I don't have any experience with drag, but I'd imagine it's similar, is that there are some acts that you do a few times and you never do again.
Yes.
And there are some that just speak so much to you that you just keep developing them, new costumes, new choreography, they grow, and they just become, part of you.
Yeah. They kind of take a life of their own.
Yes. And so one of the acts, I probably redid it 3 or 4 times, and now I have not touched it since the pandemic, and it's been on my list of like, I'm going to get back to you after Charli's okay. Is I had an act as a stripping cow. And so I love it so
As in like
much.
moo-moo cow?
Moo-moo cow. Moo-moo. I come out in this like big, it goes like past my mid-shin, cow wrap dress, and it's like really fluffy, and I come out with like some straw in my mouth, and I'm like, and I'm bored, and there's like banjo music playing in the background. I'm like, ugh, I just like hate life. And then I step on fake cow poop,
Okay.
and I reach down and I find a mushroom,
Okay.
And so normally I'd have like a big portobello, and I'm like, ooh, what is this?
Yum, yum.
And so then I eat it, and I'm like, spitting it out. And then I start to get nauseous, and then the music switches over to Jimi Hendrix, Are You
I
Experienced?
was gonna say, do you go on like a trip?
Oh, yes, I do. So then it goes to Are You Experienced? And I start to strip. And when I open up the big wrap dress, it's the inside is all crystals and tie-dye. So then it goes into like a big thing where it's just like rainbow shooting into the audience. And I put like a little mirror disc in there. So when the spotlight hits me, it like bounces out. So I'm like a disco ball shooting at them. And like my inner light is just like, bam, into their face. And then I'm magic. Strip. Udders. My pasties are 2 udders.
Oh my God.
And then at the very end, there's like a moment where I'm like, ooh, and I come to and I look down and I'm like, oh shit, I'm naked.
My clothes are off.
Oh,
How did that happen?
Oh no. And then I run off stage. I only did this the first time I did the act, and it never came back. And I kept saying like, I need to figure out how to like do this in another way.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of what are those?
Donut holes?
No. Moon pies.
Okay.
And I covered them with a new label that said Kiki Maroon's homemade cow patties. And it was just me with my horns like thumbs up.
Oh.
And so I had like volunteers passing out my cow patties
Yes.
to the crowd while I was stripping.
I feel like we need to book you in the Bay Area to do this number.
I feel like we're like
this is very Bay Area coded.
It's very Bay Area.
This sounds like something that my drag mother would approve of. Somebody please book Kiki. Let's bring her to the Bay.
I have performed with Hubba Hubba Review several times in San Francisco.
Yes.
Love them so much. Maybe I'll reach out to them.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, let's play a cute little gamelet.
Okay.
This is called Burlesque Circus or Stand-Up, which is the little circles that are the Venn diagram that is Kiki Maroon.
Yes,
How
it
this
is.
works, in this game, I'm going to present you with a series of scenarios or situations, and you're going to decide which act you would perform out of your bag of burlesque, circus, or stand-up for this scenario.
Okay.
So, for example, you're stuck in an elevator with a group of nervous strangers. You need to keep everyone calm and entertained until help arrives. Which tool do you pull out of your little entertainer bag?
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see how this goes. I thought this was going to be like a pop quiz on like the history, and that's why I like freaked out. Where I was like, imposter syndrome.
I also have a circus trivia.
Don't even know. I don't know enough.
I don't like tests. Okay, well we can skip the trivia,
No, don't skip it. Don't skip it. I should be called out. I should know my history. I should.
We clock those that we adore. So you're stuck in an elevator with a group of nervous strangers, just like we were a second ago. We get stuck.
Okay.
You need to keep us calm and entertained. I love the idea of calm and entertained until help arrives. Are you doing a little comedy bit? Are you starting to take your clothes off? Do you stand on your head?
Well, you know it matters who's in the elevator.
Yes, it does matter. I feel like if it was the elevator we were just in, it would be like a little comedy bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a very nice lady.
Yes.
It was fine. It depends. You know what? This is why clowning is all of these things. Clowning is circus. Clowning is burlesque. And clowning is comedy.
Yes.
It can be all of these things because clowning is being present in the moment.
Yeah.
And no matter how many questions you ask me, the answer is going to be clowning.
Okay.
Because it's going to matter
Clown.
who's in front of me, and I will then base it off of that. Because I'm telling you right now, the default would be comedy because I don't want to strip and I don't know who these people are. I'm not going to put my head. But here's the thing, though. Can you imagine the hell of being stuck in an elevator with an open mic or like stand up? I don't want to be that person.
So are you from out of town?
Oh, working on my crowd work. No, oh my God, I would get killed in that elevator. Rightfully so.
You come here much? Make sure to tip the waitress on the way out.
I don't want to put people through that.
Okay, I feel like I can summarize this game. Clown, clown, clown.
Clown, 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 clown.
Okay, perfect.
Poodle clown.
Game lit done. It's all clowns. Let's talk Vegas a little bit more. Talk to me about what people can expect from you and Charli and your Residency.
I am so excited about this show.
I'm excited too. I'm gonna have to make my way out to Vegas.
Oh, please do.
Yes.
Please do. So the name of the show is called Misbehaves Mavericks.
Yes.
Misbehave is an amazing performer, comedian, clown. I don't know if she identifies as a clown.
Clown adjacent.
Clown adjacent. But she's just an amazing performer and producer, showrunner, everything. And so this is her show. She's curating this variety show. And just to back up, she used to do this show at a smaller venue in Vegas called Cheap Shot, which I also love.
Okay.
Great venue, also on Fremont Street. It's smaller. It has like a very New York feel, like it's a smaller cabaret, velvet curtains, clown paintings. After the show's over, they're doing like a gay dance party type of thing. Like, it's so much fun. So she used to do it there. When I first moved to Vegas, that was one of the first shows I went to after getting vaccinated, finally getting back, being not terrified, getting back into the world. I had seen a couple of shows that were like, oh, this is fun. I missed this. When I went to her show, I started crying.
Aww.
Because it was so fucking good. And it felt the most like the show I used to produce in Texas, where, she's an amazing host. She's very, she's very much talking to the people, bringing people on stage, interacting with them, very clever. So like, she reminds me of me. She's so, she's like,
she's
so
beautiful.
talented.
She's smart.
She's amazing. And so she just like is me. But it's just like really, it just felt the most like my kind of show. And also, I love burlesque. I have made it my life. I produce the Burlesque Hall of Fame, which is a big fundraiser for the Burlesque Hall of Fame Museum in Las Vegas. Okay. I'm part of Burlesque, which is a charity that helps burlesque, like retired burlesque performers.
Sure.
I love burlesque.
It does a number on your body.
It does. Yes, it does. I love it so much. And
yes,
I've always preferred variety shows to strictly burlesque shows.
Yeah.
It's just a personal thing where like I like to mix it up and have different things. And so hers was a true variety show. I think there was only one burlesque act, maybe the whole show. It wasn't a burlesque show. It was a true like vaudeville, very like throwback type of variety show.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
Yes.
And I just was like tearing up watching it because it was just so fun. And I missed fun so much.
The magic was back.
Yes. And so I started following her. I so badly wanted to be a part of this. I knew people who worked with her, but I had never worked with her. So then fast forward 3 years or so, I do my debut with Charli. I had, sent her the copy paste invitation to the debut show. She saw it. She didn't respond. We do it. It was wonderful. It was magical. I made a million videos, recorded all this stuff, started posting it. And then she responded.
Of course.
I think once people see the video of how amazing Charli is, they're like, oh, shit. And so she had reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want, let's get, I was gonna say coffee, but she's from London. So she said, oh,
tea.
do you want to get a cup of tea?
Would you like a cup
of tea? And I was like, okay. So we met up and she told me about the residency and asked me to be a part of it. And I was like, fuck yes. Oh my God, absolutely. Like, I don't even know who else is in it. I don't know what else is going on.
Yeah.
I believe in your vision as a producer, as a curator.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. And so she brought me on, and we are starting. What are we right now? August something? We're August 20th.
End of August. Yeah.
We're end of August. The residency opens, starts October 2nd.
Yes.
It's the debut.
Yes.
I'm actually leaving in 4 days.
Yes.
Leaving LA to go to Vegas to just rehearse. And
I was going to say, how do you, it's 6 shows a week, right?
Yes.
Like, I was going to say, how do you prepare for 6 shows a week?
You just
do it.
I don't
You grin and bear it.
You know,
But you love what you do.
I'm like talking like I've done it before. I don't know. I've never done it before. I've been working out.
We're gonna figure it out.
I've been working out. I've been, eating healthy.
I know, what a concept.
I'm like making myself do these things where I'm like, I'm realizing like, oh, this is my job. Like
Yeah.
I've always loved it, but I've always looked at it as like, I'm so lucky to do this, which I am.
Yes.
But this now, like I'm clocking in. This is a fucking job. And so I have to look at it like my body is now taking care of it is my job. If I throw out my back, if I, get fucked up, like I gotta know what I'm doing because it will affect my whole life now.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm doing what I have to do, which is rehearse and work out and eat well and drink water.
Yeah.
But until I'm actually doing it,
All the boring stuff.
yeah, all the boring shit. Until I'm actually there doing it, I don't know.
That's when you'll know how do you prepare for that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I created my own job. I'm a professional mechanical balloon dog rider.
I'm obsessed.
I don't know how to do it right.
Yeah.
Or that's wrong.
Wrong.
I don't know how to do it wrong.
Yes.
And I'm going to find out as
Yeah. I mean, I suspect just like anything with like a show of that magnitude, and this is just a little bit that I know just from like knowing people that put on like theater drag performances or like regular parties at clubs. Like the biggest thing is like the tech stuff, right? Like working your way through the tech kinks. There will be issues, like just like how I know, when I was recording episode 100, these are new lights because I wanted lights that I could plug into like little batteries.
Yeah, versus into
But while we're recording episode 100, thankfully the soft lighting worked. They just started like going out on me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have backup batteries and other options. And so
But that's how you learn.
Yes,
That's how you learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I saw. Have you figured out the confetti engineering?
Not yet. When I get back, I did my first Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah.
So I was in Scotland for almost 3 weeks. Wow. I just got back this week.
Edinburgh.
They get mad when I say Edinburgh.
Yeah, it's
I'm
Edinburgh.
like, Edinburgh. So I was in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And so I've been in order to not feel overwhelmed, I have told myself, like, do each thing as it comes.
Yes.
Don't let my anxiety and my mind wander to the millions of things I have to do because I couldn't do it while I was gone.
Yeah.
And so I'm slowly learning. I sound like I'm like created a new thing. I just learned what focus is basically.
Yeah.
I've learned what focusing on a thing is. And so I'm being very like, this is the one thing. And then once I get back, then I will figure out the confetti because I want to have the confetti shoot over the audience. I wanted it originally to come out of Charli's platform, but because he's spinning, his legs will keep, stopping it, and it'll like kind of go bleh, from every time he spins. And so I think it's going to have to come from the wings and shoot over.
Like not out of Charli.
Yeah, which is not optimal because I want to be contained for if I get booked for a random show and know he's one thing.
Well, call out to all the engineers out there that like to problem solve. If you somehow can figure out a way to keep Charli spinning and
confetti
coming out.
Yeah, maybe some sort of like I don't know. Don't make it come out of his butt though. When I posted on Instagram about that, so many people were like about it coming out of his butt, and I said I don't want to tell he's farting confetti into the audience.
I think that's low key iconic.
And because I made
coming out of his little balloon nose is cute. Like the idea
that is like a little horn.
Yeah.
Yes, but his nose is ornamental. Like what they did, and actually was very smart. They took like a car funnel for oil.
Sure.
And they just covered it with the clay
Yes.
to create that like balloon knot shape. So it's not
That's so
something
drag.
I know. So it's not something we could actually like put something into
Got
without
it.
drilling into his face.
Oh, we're not gonna drill into Charli's face.
So we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's coming together. Like I said, I'll be in Vegas next week. I'll just be rehearsing like crazy.
Yeah.
My whole social media is going to be nothing but Charli, 100% hot Charli all the time. And then the show starts, and I'm contracted October through January.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time
That's
to
so
be there.
cool.
Yeah,
You're gonna get it down. That's
Yeah.
gonna be so fun.
it's a lot. 6 shows a week for that long is a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. I've never had a schedule.
yeah.
I've never had a schedule. Even when I went my day job for ever since I could have a job was always in service industry.
Yeah.
I was always a waitress, bartender, barista.
Sure.
So I've never had a set schedule, and so this is gonna be weird.
Good thing is that you have the next month to ramp up into that feeling.
Yeah. I'm going to pretend that it's already happening to kind of get myself.
Well, create a schedule for yourself, because in that way you can start building that habit, because that's how it is. You just have to start somewhere, but better to start building the habit now so that it's not too much of like a crash on you when it gets there.
Yeah, like suddenly like waking
Frog,
up
confetti water.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh. First, before I forget, with peace and love and so much respect, you are such a hot clown.
Thank you so much.
The little skirt and the nose is just so cute. It's like such an odd combo. Let's do this very scary circus trivia showdown, but it does have multiple options.
Okay.
So I do give you the answer. You just have
Okay.
to pick it out from the options.
Okay.
Okay. Which famous circus act involved a tightrope walker crossing Niagara Falls? Is it A, The Great Blondin, B, Philippe Petit, C, Carl Wallenda, or D, Nick Wallenda? I'm guessing of the Wallenda family. I'm not giving it away by saying that, by the way. So, Great Blondin, Philippe Petit, Carl Wallenda, Nick Wallenda, Niagara Falls.
I'm going with
tightrope.
great something.
The Great Blondin, yes, the
Yes.
Great Blondin. Charles Blondin, known as the Great Blondin, was a 19th century tightrope walker who famously crossed Niagara Falls several times, once carrying a man on his back.
Oh my
I
God.
think I remember seeing that.
I feel like
some
I've
footage
seen
of it.
art of it before,
Yes,
like
yes,
painted
yes.
art of it, but
Like
I
a
didn't
reference.
know who it was.
Yeah.
How amazing. I love circus and sideshow. Yes. Just like this.
The lore.
There's something, it's just so powerful. Somebody just willing to put their body through these things for your entertainment.
Yeah, and there's something very misfit vibes of circus people.
Oh, yes.
And sideshow
yes.
people, which is very Venn diagrammy with drag.
Mm-hmm.
What animal is historically known as the king of the circus? Is it the elephant, the lion, the horse, or tiger?
I want to say lion because of the king of the jungle.
The lion. Lions were
Okay.
often referred to as the king of the circus because of their majestic presence and the popularity of lion taming acts. However, animal acts have become controversial, leading many circuses to eliminate them, which is why we have now mechanical balloon dogs.
Yeah, they got most circuses got rid of them. A lot of the Mexican circuses still have them.
Yeah.
But I will say I don't know if I want to get into this.
In your cunty opinion.
Yes,
Yes,
they
and?
should. I also agree that they should not be for entertainment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, the idea that they're being tortured, I think, is just like too far on the spectrum. The people that I have met that have worked with animals, it's like you saying that you're torturing your little puppy here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's like this is their family.
Yeah.
This is their baby. This is their child that they've like raised from babies.
Yeah.
And so it's a very complicated issue.
Yeah, I think we got to see a little peek of that in the Joe Exotic documentary.
Well, that was a really
I know, but it's interesting because, I do see some of that there. For as much as like they're, kind of weird and fucked up, they still too ultimately like just love the animals. Most of them. There's still weird people out there. Okay, go back. What is the traditional color of a circus clown's nose? I'm not going to give you the options. There you go. Good job.
Red.
The red clown. She feels like she did something right. Good job. The red clown nose is one of the most recognizable symbols of the circus. It's believed to have originated in the early 20th century and became a standard part of clown makeup.
Yes. And this is not a hashtag ad. I am not sponsored by them. But the best clown noses, my opinion, is from Red Nose Factory.
Okay.
I actually just ordered 3 more today. I sent them to Vegas so that way I'd have lots of backups so no matter what happens. But what they did, which was so fucking smart, is that forever there's like the little foam ones, but then the professional ones you had to use spirit gum to glue them on so they don't fall out. This person is so fucking smart. Do you know what he does? He molds them in like with latex or silicone, I'm not sure what, but while they're wet, he puts a little septum ring in there. So when
Oh.
it's dried, you just pop the septum and it pinches right here and it stays on. No glue, no nothing.
No spirit gum needed. Shout out.
Red Nose Factory.
Sponsor her. My gosh. Okay, last but not least. In which country did Cirque du Soleil originate?
Canada.
Oh my gosh, I don't even have to tell you. Yes, Cirque du Soleil was founded in Montreal, Canada in 1984 by Guy Laberté and Gilles Sicroix.
Your accent is so
I've been learning French
good.
for the last few years.
Oh my God.
It revolutionized the circus world by focusing on artistic performances and eliminating animal acts. See, look at you, and you were scared.
I was scared. It's imposter syndrome. Like, I'm not circus enough for them.
Imposter syndrome is real.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
it is.
I
The
get
not
it.
not good enough itis.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I just started getting comfortable with like telling people about the podcast. Like when people ask me like, oh, what are you in town for? Are you here for work? I'm like, well, actually it's a passion project and here's a sticker.
Yes, but that you have to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All the people that like become the most successful did that, and
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous that we, and I say this as somebody who
Yes.
does, we like have this thing of like, oh, like I'm being cringy.
What
or
sign are you?
whatever. Aries.
Okay, yeah.
I'm very much like, "Ugh," but like it's still inside of me where
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I don't. But you have to like barrel past that and be
Yeah.
like, no, like that's how you do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, we are almost at the saddest part of the show, but we're not there yet. Before I get into my promoting of the things, is there anything else that you would like my gorgeous listeners and podcast viewers to know about you, to know where to find you, to sponsor you, to book you, like all the things? Well, I feel like you're booked and busy for a while.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe a sponsor would be nice. but-
Sponsor would be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just find me on all the socials at Kiki Maroon, KikiMaroon. I'm everywhere. KikiMaroon.com is my website where you can see all of my stuff. And yeah, that's really just where I'm at, is just trying to grow awareness of me, of what I do, of Charli. Because like I said, I used to have a residency, and I outside of the cabaret show that I did, I also had a circus called the BCBC Festival, the Burlesque Circus Festival. And that was my main stage show that I just loved so much, and we sold out all the time. I was very proud of it.
Yes.
And so my dream, my goal, my hope
Yeah, I was gonna ask that next. What are we manifesting?
is that the residency is going to build up, awareness, and really just build up my social numbers, because that's the world that we live in right now, where especially see it in comedy, you see it with music, where like if enough people are following you and care about what you do, you could announce a tour and sell out.
Yes.
And that's always been the thing, is like I could sell out in Houston.
Yeah.
People loved the circus. They loved the show that we put on. It was fun. It was silly. It was whimsical. It was sexy. It was everything.
Yeah.
I couldn't book it in, New Jersey or Oklahoma or anywhere else, because even though I know it's amazing and they'll love it,
They don't know about you.
they don't know. Or the venues always want to see, like, they're like, what are your numbers?
Yeah.
Because they want to know you can sell tickets and they're not going to waste a night on you.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm hoping will happen with this residency, is I can build up those numbers so that venues will take a chance on me.
Sure.
And know that this is quality, because
Yeah,
unfortunately they associate numbers with quality, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that happens. And so just following me on stuff and checking out Charli, and
Hit
if
the
you're
hearts.
into it, then maybe hopefully I'll be in a city near you soon.
And if we were like super manifesting, let's say there's some like musical act that wants to have you as like their opening act and to take you on tour, who would you want to open for as like an opening act?
God, I don't know how to answer that.
Because we're manifesting this for you.
Oh my God, open for a musical act.
I feel like, you would be like the coolest opening number.
I think so too.
Like, I feel like a Charli XCX would like
Basically,
totally be into like having a sexy clown on a balloon dog as an
I
opening
think
number.
a Charli, obviously right now, because
It's a
Chapel,
Chaperone. Yes, it's a
of course.
Chaperone.
Fucking Gaga. Like, I think just really people that are into like visual works. I'm sure I'm so music stupid. I can't think of like anybody, but I'm sure
these are great. Yeah.
You know, I mean, those are like more poppy. I'm sure there are like rock something that also would be into it. But yeah, people that are just into like visual stuff, whimsy, joy, love.
Yeah, because I know that Snoop Dogg had on his last tour a couple of pole dancers that like I follow online.
I know two
Nicole
that worked for him.
Yeah.
I had two in my Vegas show.
Yeah,
that like worked for him. Yeah.
Oh my God, see. Telling you, we're going to manifest Chappelle Roan and Charli XCX for you. Well, you can find me here on the Glittery Pirate Ship radio that is SOFE Pod. Please, if you like supporting the arts and you like supporting independent artists like me, oh, hello, Dor. Please go support my Patreon, sofepod.com/Patreon. If you've signed up already, your benefits have already improved since sign up because I've been beta testing the back end. So I've promised frequencies of things before that I can't deliver based on the back end. And you know what that means? You get more stuff in the mail. So there's a honey tier, just like honey right here. There's a sugar tier and there's a caramel tier. So for either $3, $6, or $9 a month, you can get things like production credit, access to the back catalog that's slowly being built away and put into a vault, behind the scenes content like the hot cam cutting room floor footage that used to just stay on the cutting room floor. Plus, you get a little handwritten note. Cute. And one sticker in the mail every month if you're on the honey tier. If you're on the sugar tier, you get all of those things, but you get 2 stickers, 1 note. 2 stickers, 1 note. And then if you're in the caramel tier, you get the production credit. You get the behind the scenes. You get access to the vault. You get 2 stickers a month. But also every 6 months, you get a t-shirt, and we're going to do different drops for every season. This is going to be part of the first drop.
That is so cute.
Thank
oh
you.
My God.
So be a part of the caramel tier. And then I think I'm also I've been beta testing some magnets. So join, get stuff. And support an independent, silly little content creator like me and her little cute dog, and that way we can keep bringing it to LA.
Yes,
we can take it to Vegas.
Yes,
we can take it back to New York. I want to take it to Miami. I want to take it to Puerto Rico when I go back to Puerto Rico.
Meet all the artists for less than a cup of coffee.
See, that's what I'm saying. All right, well, this is where you now, new friend of the pod, get to touch tips with me. Bye.
Oh my God, I love
and that's a wrap
you
on
so
Kiki
wonderful.
Maroon.
MeMeCherry.